Can you say where I can find a policeman?
Is it post office or grocery?
Your phone. Let me use your phone.
Phone. There's a public telephone the other side of the village. You go down Crowley Road, it's just by Jennings Farm.
You must have a phone here.
Aye, an official phone.
Then for heaven's sake, let me use it. I'll pay, don't worry.
It'll not take you 5 minutes to reach the call box.
Can't you understand? This is an emergency. Every second. Hello? 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 Hello?
Sharon MacReady, one of the champions, possessing with Craig Sterling and Richard Barrett incredible powers. Survivors of an air crash in the mountains of Tibet, where they met a people of an unknown civilization who mended their bodies and endowed them with fantastic qualities and skills. Qualities and skills both physical and mental to the peak of human performance. Now Sharon, on a visit to a vineyard, takes a sip of wine, and a sense of taste, a palate the equal of an expert, is revealed. Another of the gifts that were bestowed upon them. Gifts that are a secret, to be closely guarded. A secret that enables them to use their powers to their best advantage as the champions of law, order, and justice, operators of the International Agency of Nemesis.
Dr. Albert Travis.
Electronics expert.
Specializing in laser control systems.
Well, he left home suddenly about 3 months ago, apparently to work on a highly secret British defense contract. He was found last Tuesday morning on a busy London street with a bullet hole in him.
Some contract.
Especially as Dr. Travis was not working for the British government.
But you just said...
Craig, he only thought he was. Now, during the past year, more than a dozen leading scientists of varying nationalities have mysteriously vanished. And in every case, they left their jobs to join a top-secret research program known as Project Zero.
And there's no such project.
Precisely. Although, as far as we can tell, the scientists were convinced that it was genuine.
And you want us to find out what's happened to them?
Well, everything has been tried, so now they've called us in. And we've got to find these missing chaps pretty quickly and make quite sure that Project Zero is never completed.
That means that you know what they're working on.
Not exactly, but we could make an inspired guess. The team includes some of the world's top nuclear physicists. It is also well known that the point of detonation of a nuclear device is called Ground Zero. Who is this man?
It's Barrett. Richard Barrett.
You wrote these articles about him. Where did you get the information?
Where am I? Why have you brought me here? Who are you?
You're here to answer questions, not ask them. The sound can be increased until your ears and then your brain can no longer stand it. Now answer!
They were a series of reports I did. All the newspapers carried the story.
That Richard Barrett, a computerization expert, has resigned from the aerospace program.
Yes, that's right.
Do you know that as a fact? Or are you just quoting handouts?
Turn it off! Stop the noise, please!
Increase power. Did you know Barrett?
Yes! If that's what you...
He's dead. Switch off. He told us what we wanted to know.
Did he? I hardly think that the evidence is conclusive. But you're right. We do need one.
Well?
See Barrett. But if there's any doubt at all, kill him.
Mr. Barrett?
Yes, you must be Mr.
Forster.
Forster, yes, do come in. Can I get you a drink? A whiskey, gin?
Yes, thank you. Whiskey. And thank you for seeing me at such short notice. There wasn't time to make a more formal appointment.
Say that?
Yes, thank you. Can't leave the work alone for long, eh?
The problem I'm working on at the moment interests me. Your whiskey.
Must be something of an inconvenience being unemployed, I mean.
Won't you take a seat, Mr. Forster?
Like I said on the phone, I've been checking up on you, Mr. Barrett. Oh, by the way, my identification.
Internal Security, Ministry of Science and Technology.
It isn't often that an expert of microcell computers such as yourself becomes available. And just why did you resign from the aerospace program?
Well, the basis of my work on the present schedule is complete. I felt the need for some time to move into new fields, something that would, well, give me more scope.
I see. Well, I'll come straight to the point. I'm here to see if you'll be interested in going before one of our ministry selection boards.
As I was trying to explain just now, it would have to be pure research.
It is. I'm afraid I can't give you any other details, except to say that the project is highly secret.
Sharon, there's a little voice inside me saying that we should not put our trust in these gadgets.
Why's that?
Maybe just a thought that our more, natural methods are better.
What's that?
It's a sheepdog whistle. It's supposedly above the range of the human ear. I told Richard I'd use it to let him know when we were around.
Great.
Since your resignation, the board has checked all your qualifications. Simply remains for you to answer a few questions and to give them your decision.
In which field will I be working?
I'm afraid I can't answer that, Mr. Barrett.
I see. Can you tell me when I'll meet the selection board?
Well, presumably you'll be free to join the research team immediately.
Yes, providing the work is suitable.
I think you'll find the project is exactly what you're looking for. I'll phone my superior and arrange for the board to meet. This evening, we try not to waste time, Mr. Barrett. 6 o'clock.
Yes, depending where the meeting's held, of course.
It'll be held in Whitehall, Mr. Barrett. At the ministry.
I don't see how they can be using the ministry.
Ah, there you are, Barrett. Good evening. That's quite all right. A bit of a flap on. The minister's holding a late session in the conference room, so we're using one of the annexes. Is it near here? Just around the corner.
better use my car, though. Can't keep them all waiting, eh?
So that's how it's done.
Neat and plausible.
We better stay as close as we can.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett. We appreciate the way you've cooperated, even though you have been somewhat in the dark.
Not at all, sir. I'm used to tight security procedures.
It's a terrible nuisance, but one can't take chances. I think we're agreed, aren't we? Agreed? Agreed?
I don't think there's any disagreement about this. We are prepared to offer you a position as Chief Research Officer for our Computer Development Division, Project Zero.
Project Zero?
It's the code name you'd use when dealing with all official channels. It's part of a top-secret defense research establishment based in Scotland. You'd be flown there, assigned your quarters, and briefed by Dr. Voss, the project director.
What part of Scotland, sir?
Oh, come now. The fullest security must be maintained. Now, until you officially accept the position, the location and the nature of the work must remain secret.
Nevertheless, I would like to know the kind of research involved.
Well, I can tell you it's of vital national importance. You'd be working with some of the world's leading nuclear physicists and missile guidance experts. Very famous men, Mr. Barrett.
Yes, indeed, sir. I'd be delighted to accept, sir.
Splendid. Well, we'll have your appointment put through immediately and arrange for transportation.
There's a flight leaving London Airport tomorrow, sir, with two of the scientists that Mr. Barrett will be working with.
Oh, really? Have you had much to do? It'd be very helpful if you could catch that flight.
I'll be on board, sir.
Ah.
Thank you very much indeed.
Please take your seats. We'll be leaving any moment now. Please fasten your seat for Dr. Grayson. He's on his way.
I wish him luck. This is the easy part.
You may unfasten your seatbelts now. Coffee will be served in a few minutes.
Like I said, we should never trust gadgets.
Maybe you're right. That doesn't help Richard. Mr. Barrett, will you fasten your seatbelt, please? We're coming in to land. You've been asleep. There'll be a security officer to meet you, sir.
Where are we?
At our destination.
Which airport is this?
A private one, government property.
Well, that doesn't really answer my question. What happens if I get lost in the dark?
Oh, they'll find you, sir. They always do.
Disappointing flight. I wanted to see Edinburgh from the air. Must have dropped off. Really? Did we fly over Edinburgh?
I didn't notice.
Dad told me you slept all the way here, too.
I often sleep on night flights.
Will you all follow me, please? Will you please disembark now, sir? Miss Davis will take you to the arrival lounge.
How far is it to the research center?
Just follow Miss Davis, sir, please. All present and correct, Doctor. Come with me, please. Welcome to Project Zero, Mr. Barrett.
Well, welcome to Project Zero. I am Dr. Voss, the program director. I must apologize for the somewhat unconventional method of arrival, but security insists that final briefing is only carried out inside the establishment.
I find it quite intolerable. I am a scientist, a chemist. No one told us we will be expected to work underground.
I assure you that conditions here are the ultimate in comfort. A slight compensation for the tiresome security arrangements.
We never allowed out?
Your work is here, Mr. Barrett. There is nothing you need outside.
A telephone? I promised to contact some friends in Scotland when I arrived.
Phone calls are not permitted, I'm afraid. Miss Davis here will arrange for letters or telegrams. Our telephone system is restricted to security personnel.
Dr. Voss, I have been working in secret establishments for over 10 years. There has never been such ridiculous restrictions.
Dr. Grayson, you will soon realize how essential they are here. You will all be fully briefed, of course. But all I will tell you for now is that the work you are to be engaged on will change the course of history.
There's another point. Where is he? Oh, we know via air traffic control that the charter plane deviated from its scheduled course, but we haven't the remotest idea where it landed.
Well, if you don't want to wait, what do you suggest?
There's only one alternative.
Use the same door?
Yep. I prepared cover for you both in case of this eventuality.
It stretches the arm of coincidence, to say the least.
I know it does. On the other hand, they've always recruited their scientists the same way, so two more shouldn't rock the boat unduly.
Well, even if it does, like you just said, Tremaine, we got no choice.
Clear section 4. Clear section 4. Immediate.
Another test?
Yes, we're almost ready.
I take it you met Barrett?
Yes, indeed, sir.
Brief. As soon as you've made a successful test, he'll start working with you.
In which capacity?
Computerization.
We have guidance control computers ready. It will soon be necessary to link them to your device.
No. Here? But surely other establishments can do that.
Not without the fission gun. And that remains here.
Ah, yes. Security.
Precisely.
That's most interesting. Why all the mystery? No one seems to want to talk about this part of the project.
Dr. Voss handles all the test reports.
Well, if I'm going to work here, someone's going to have to tell me.
We've combined the principles of the laser beam and the electron gun. Result is a microscopic beam of accelerated electrons.
Producing photoneutrons at high densities. Bombardment.
Huh? Listen, I thought your field was computers. You should talk to Wittering. He's our electronics expert. Yes, it's a fission gun. We aim it at fissionable material. Uranium, plutonium. And we get a chain reaction.
So you could detonate nuclear warheads within range of that gun.
Up to 3 miles. If it works.
Stand by. Close the lead doors.
There's 2 kilograms of prepared material behind those shields. If we get the reaction, apart from hard radiation, that thing will disintegrate.
Splendid. We can go ahead with guidance systems immediately.
I'd prefer more tests, Doctor.
You can have all the tests you like after Barrett has done his work.
Well, congratulations, Doctor.
Thank you.
You were at Harwell, weren't you?
For 10 years.
And before that on the Manhattan Project?
Yes. Why do you ask?
It's just that you must be accustomed by now to the security procedures that go with secret work.
Yes, indeed I am. Politicians and the military always fear what they don't understand.
Don't you think the security precautions here are a little, well, extreme?
Perhaps, but this fission gun is probably the most important discovery for the last 20 years. In the early stages, an explosion would have released severe radiation.
I see. Well, you must be feeling on top of the world. You going out tonight to celebrate?
No.
You're never allowed out. I'm an indoor man, Mr. Barrett. Most of us are. You do realize there is no evidence that this establishment is even run by the British government.
But you were disappointed by the lack of funds.
Disappointed? How I can revolutionize the electronics industry.
Quite so. As I understand it, you have, by working as a team, perfected a new form of miniaturized circuit. Invaluable, amongst other things, for guidance control systems.
That's correct. But you can only do so much in private research.
It's reached the point now that if we don't get the necessary facilities in this country, well, we'll have to go elsewhere.
And who could blame you? Well, I'm delighted to be able to tell you that we're going to provide you with all the facilities you need, including extra salaries.
With the ministry?
Well, of course. One of the government's more secret research programs. Project Zero.
Who sent you here? Answer me!
Santa Claus.
Which agency are you working for, Barrett? British intelligence? Full power.
He can't resist this kind of sonic pressure.
Don't tell me that, tell him. Very well, Barrett. If you refuse to answer, you're no further use. And what I can't use, I destroy.
That's quite a philosophy.
Survival, the very basis of life. Yet very few have the courage to guarantee it. In your case, I fear the chances are remote. This collar contains a small but powerful explosive. It is detonated either by a radio signal or by any attempt to remove it. The issue is quite simple. Your desire to survive against my patience.
I've got all the time in the world.
Oh, no. In a very short time. The whole world will learn about survival. The hard way.
Your way.
Yes. Oh, and Barrett, your new collar is wired for sound. If you breathe one subversive word to anyone, it will be your last.
Your brandy, Doctor.
Barrett! What on earth are you doing like that?
I've been demoted.
Don't be ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be.
I'm afraid we were all taken in by Mr. Barrett. He's not a scientist, never has been.
Is this true, Barrett?
Yes, sir.
Then what on earth are you doing here?
Come now, don't be modest. Tell the doctor why you deceived us all.
I'm a journalist. I thought I could sell the story of Project Zero.
I see.
Mr. Sterling? Miss McCready? I'm afraid you fell asleep.
One of us might fall asleep, not both.
Yes.
Clever. We could be anywhere between Edinburgh and Peking.
Tremaine's going to be furious.
He's not our problem. Richard is.
Excuse me, I'll see what's keeping Dr. Voss.
All clear.
Richard, if you can hear this, you'll know the 5th Cavalry's arrived.
I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting. My name is Voss. I am the program director.
How do you do?
It's late. I'm sure you'd like to rest after your journey. I will, of course, give you a full briefing in the morning. Will you excuse me for a moment? Miss Davis here will take you to your rooms now. I look forward to our talks in the morning.
Good night.
Good night, Doctor.
The last test was more than satisfactory. I think it's time we moved out.
I agree. Whoever sent Barrett would move fast.
The last batch, you mean?
Well, Sterling and McCready appeared on the market very conveniently.
Yes. Yes, they did.
That microphone is probably balanced to your voice. They will not be able to hear me whisper. Now, when I ask you a question, just shape the words, okay? What have you found out? Fishing gun. Is it already perfected? Okay, we move first thing in the morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
Morning.
I've got some provisional drawings I'd like you to look over.
Well, it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
This is the most important aspect.
Yes, that's very interesting. Woodring, come and take a look at this. It would help to answer a couple of questions.
I've heard it before.
It's a controversial theory, but the proof is in the effect.
And there's a good example.
Yes, I see what you mean. Dr. Antrobus, didn't one of our staff have a similar idea once?
Who?
Oh, I can't remember his name offhand.
Very well. Have we time to discuss it now?
Yes, just as soon as I find the,
Ah, this is what I need.
Perhaps I could help, Sterling. Just a small bench experiment. All I need is somebody to earth the power unit.
An excellent idea, Doctor. I'll, give you a hand.
Thank you.
I'll switch it on for you, Doctor.
Keep your voices down. Barrett has a live microphone around his neck. Dr. Travis was murdered. He was murdered because he found out. Right now, Barrett has a charge of explosive around his neck, and they will detonate it if he tries to speak to any of you.
The gun must be destroyed.
Agreed. First things first. Do any of you know how Travis got out of here?
I do. I've never said anything, but I saw what he was working on the day before he vanished. I came in here one evening and found this cover off. It was too late to call him back, so I just replaced it.
The ventilation shaft.
Nobody could squeeze through that. Travis was a very slightly built man. I don't see the rest of us getting out that way.
It must lead to the surface.
One of us could get through.
Can I use your phone?
Well, miss.
It's urgent. Time for you to answer a few questions.
Now, where is this place?
Scotland.
If it was Scotland, the phone would have a steady dialing tone. Where is it?
It's one of the Orkney Islands.
We haven't heard a thing yet, so we can assume that Sharon has made it okay. She is probably getting a message through to our headquarters.
But how long before we can expect help from them?
It's hard to say. Our best bet is to try and break out of here before Voss panics. Wittering, do you think you can feed enough power back into those hidden microphones to blow the whole main switchboard?
Yes, I think so.
Will you try?
The guards don't suspect anything, so they shouldn't be too difficult.
But only in the lab. Once we start moving towards the control center, they'll be ready.
Not for gas, they won't. Grayson, how long will it take you to produce tear gas?
A couple of hours. I might even cook up a nerve gas by tea time.
Tears will be sufficient. Grayson, 5 o'clock's the deadline.
Miss Macready, where is she?
Sharon haven't the faintest idea.
She was supposed to have her meal here.
If Miss Macready chooses to eat in her room, then she's perfectly entitled to do so.
Have you checked her room?
Sharon's made it okay. Now for the gun.
Gone? What do you mean gone? The entire place is crammed with microphones, and we don't know what's going on.
Point is, how far can she get?
Are they still in the recreation room?
Yes.
Then have the fishing gun put on the aircraft.
Yes, Doctor. You heard the order. Get the fishing gun on the aircraft.
The fission gun should have been set up for the experiments by now. Where is it?
With Dr. Voss.
He has no right at all.
He's the project director, and that's all the authority he needs.
I don't accept that. I insist on seeing him.
Very well, Doctor. Come with me. He insisted.
Did he?
I want to know exactly what's going on, boss.
If he moves, kill him. You get back to the aircraft. It should have been loaded by now. Check the fishing gun and the power unit and come back to me.
Surely you don't believe you can use this gun?
My dear Doctor, you and your brilliant team have given me the most powerful weapon on Earth.
Yes, but its uses are defensive. You can't attack anything with it.
Doctor, have you any idea what you've built? Do you know how many nuclear warheads exist today in East and West?
Not exactly.
Think, man, think. With that fishing gun in an aircraft a few miles up, I can wipe out the nuclear stockpiles of the major powers. Or more to the point, either one of them.
Bulkier than we planned, but it can't be helped.
Hold that, please. As long as it does the job.
Will do. You're sure we can operate it in the air?
I don't see why not. It won't affect my instruments, but vibration may be a bit of a problem.
Won't be for long. Ready for takeoff in 15 minutes.
Right. How about the gun? When will you want to use it?
1 minute after takeoff.
What?
This island knows too much. We can't take everybody, can we?
fix the microphone. You can talk.
What about the detonator?
That's tricky. It can be any one of 3 terminals.
Sloan.
Pick up the cutters on the table. Put them on the outer rim. When I say cut, you cut.
Craig, be right.
Okay. Cut.
Now, what's your problem?
We're ready over here. Thanks.
Let's go.
The aircraft is waiting, Doctor.
I'm ready.
One bottle apiece. When I say throw, throw.
You have to wait till it's clear. It's strong.
Don't worry, we'll manage.
We'll take a deep breath.
Ready?
Throw!
You're not really going to use that gun, are you?
Oh, yes. You are going to have the privilege of being one of my first test subjects. Poetic justice, don't you think? After all, you invented it.
He meant to use the gun on us. Must have planned it all the time.
Okay. We'll stop him.
It's jammed. We can't get out.
Hear that? It's taken off.
The elevator's jammed at the top. It's useless. All we have to do is aim that fission gun at us. And the plutonium that's stored here will do the rest.
Listen.
Left, left. Left. No, no good. Go around again.
That was the sighting run. Next time's for real.
Lead screens. Would lead deflect the beam?
Well, it might.
It's the only thing that would. Oh, what's the use? We wouldn't have time to position them. It's worth a try, isn't it? Come on, move.
They're coming back on the second run.
Steady.
coming up?
Sharon Voss is going to use that gun at any second.
Steady! I don't know much about fission guns, but I do know that if you connect positive leads to negative terminals, it does that if you try to use it.